Success shouldn't feel this exhausting. If you're winning on paper, but burning out behind the scenes, you aren't failing. You're stuck in a psychological bottleneck called a hurdle of stop. I've been there. On the outside, things look great, but I was secretly burning out, convinced I was just lucky, and waiting to be exposed as a fraud. I realized I didn't have a business problem. I had a mindset block. Whether it's imposter syndrome, perfectionism, or fear or failure, these aren't just feelings. They are growth bottlenecks. Identify your specific hurdle and get one immediate action step to regain your momentum today. Go to tuepodcast.net/quiz. That's tuepodcast.net/quiz to take the 3-minute assessment and get your report now. This is an Undiscovered Legacy production.
When I first opened up my clinic, I went probably 2.5, almost 3 months, not one client. I was posting on social media. I was doing all kinds of stuff. And I mean, in my head, I'm like, what is going on? Now, luckily for me, I have a wife who also has her own businesses. So she's got to give it time. It's going to happen. And now I have close to 10 clients that see me at a regular basis. So it does take time. You have to be able to have that patience and understand that the risk and reward balance.
Are you ready to unlock your entrepreneurial potential? Are you ready to break free from all the barriers holding you back? Then you've come to the right place. Welcome to the Undiscovered Entrepreneur, your first step in getting across the start line. I'm your host and guide, Scoob, and I'm here with one mission: to help you overcome the obstacles standing between you and the start of your adventure. Whether you're dreaming of launching a startup, creating the next big app, or turning your passion into a thriving business, this podcast is your launch pad. Together we'll navigate the challenges, overcome hidden boundaries that stop us from starting, and learn how to overcome them with the help of others, experience them right along with you. So are you ready to take that crucial step to transform from aspiring to inspiring? Then let's get across that start line together, right here, right now, on the Undiscovered Entrepreneur. Hello, Scoob believers, and welcome to episode number 81 of the Undiscovered Entrepreneur, and it's me, Scoob, coming at you on whatever device you happen to be listening on. Or today is a really super special episode. This is so amazing. I actually have 2 family members that I haven't talked to in a really super long time, and I found out both of them have their own entrepreneur adventure. I never knew. So both of these family members actually discovered that they both started businesses addressing different types of mental health issues at different types of angles. For example, my cousin Michael helps veterans with PTSD through massage therapy, and his wife Samantha helps special needs children build skills and friendships, and their personal experiences both drove them to fulfill these important needs in their community. Both of them discuss how fear, self-doubt, and imposter syndrome can hold people back from starting businesses. And they emphasize the importance of perseverance and patience, and that nothing really happens overnight. And there's always going to be ups and downs during our entrepreneur adventure. They also talk about a powerful story about their autistic daughter. Attempts to making friends online led to a dangerous situation involving law enforcement, and motivated both of them to create a safe place for children to connect and develop social skills on and offline. Let's talk to my family members, Michael and Samantha Blount. Salutations, Scoob believers, and welcome to the Undiscovered Entrepreneur, getting across the start line, where I have not one, but 2 entrepreneurs and their family. That's right. These are family members I don't think I've talked to in a very long time. I don't know exactly how long it's been, but we haven't talked in a long time. And I just recently found out that they actually own business. I was like, come on my podcast. It'd be awesome. So we're talking to Samantha and Michael. Hi, Samantha and Michael.
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome to Undiscovered Entrepreneur. I'm really so super glad you guys took the time to be here today.
Oh, we're happy to.
All
It's
right.
awesome.
All right. So I have one kind of major question to ask you. I hope I get a yes out of this. Are you Scoob believers?
Yes.
Sure are.
All right. Thank you so much for being Scoob believers. I appreciate you. All right. So this is interesting because I'm kind of interviewing both at once. So I'm gonna have one answer the question, then we'll bounce back and forth, and we're just gonna see how this goes.
Uh,
Don't worry, I'll do some of the answering for him. It'll be okay.
Okay, yeah. All right. So first of all, I want to know what your entrepreneur adventure is, and kind of how long you've been doing it, and how you got across the start line in your business. So Samantha, you're going to go first.
All right. So my entrepreneur business is called Boost Battalion. It's a connection point for children with special needs to meet friends and learn their social skills along the way. How I got across the start line is I have multiple businesses, and in one of my other businesses, I am a business manager for online businesses. So for about 14 years, I have been working with other businesses to start their businesses and help them get across the start line. So I use that knowledge to do that for myself, and I worked with family to do it, and we went the legal route since it does deal with kids. So we had to get the legal team, we had to get the financial stuff set up, and it's as overwhelming as it can get, but we managed to push through and get it started about 2 years ago fully.
Great, congratulations on that. 2 years, that's fantastic. I can't wait to see where that goes. All right, Michael, your turn, buddy.
okay, so I am a massage therapist. My journey started about 2 years ago, where I wanted to start doing something for myself. Didn't know what to do, but one thing I've always wanted to do as a veteran myself was help give back to veterans, and spent a long time trying to figure out how to do that. I didn't have the artistic skills to be able to make t-shirts. I didn't really have the speaking skills to be able to be a motivational speaker for them either. So I sat around, pondered, tried to figure out what was the best thing I could do. And I thought back to when I was in the service and myself getting a massage and how relaxed I was, how calm my body was and my mind, and thought maybe I could do that. And so 2 years ago, I took the jump, a very nervous jump, and went into school. Spent just over a year in school to be certified as a massage therapist. And here I am now. My business has been open for almost a year, a little less. So,
Great,
yeah.
fantastic. Congratulations on your brand spanking new business. That's fantastic. So it's interesting to me that each one of you are dealing with something that has to do with a mental problem of one way, shape, or form, right? Because Michael, you're helping people, from what I understand, with PTSD from different walks of life, and then you're helping children with am I saying this right? ADHD.
ADHD, autism, anyone who's a little bit different. I know that's a bad word to say these days, but it is the truth, right? Anyone who's just a little bit outside of the groups, and they're usually loners, and they need that extra help, and they need those friends.
So what we decided to concentrate on something that's very similar but very different at the same time. How does that work out between the two of you?
I think it's the difference in why we both started. So his, as he already explained, was due to his history with the PTSD and military, things like that. Mine was actually because our daughter, who is also autistic, she managed to break through all the rules on our phone and talk to a very bad person. KBI got involved. And when asked why did you do this? You knew what the rules were, blah, blah, blah. Her answer was very simple. I wanted friends. And so I think between his family and between my family, mental health issues seem to run rampant, right? And so we both see this need for the community even within our own environment. And we just want to help lessen the problems that come with it. We want to be able to enlighten people and lift them up and show them that you can still live and you can still be happy and you can still have everything that you want, even if you do have any of these mental health issues.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to help others that have those problems, because there's not a whole lot of people that will actually take advantage of those things because they think it's bad, right? They really see it as a negative thing, but it's really not. And it takes people like you two to be able to break that barrier so they can understand that there's a way to be a little more healthier, happier, normal than what you're going through now. Because some of this stuff can be pretty dark.
Yes.
100%.
So I'm glad that you're both actually taking the mantle up on this and finding ways to help other people that's having these issues and these problems. So I commend you all for that. It's very awesome that you're doing this. So I'd like to know here, like, what do you think holds most entrepreneurs back from getting across the start line in your experiences? Because you both experience getting across the start line. But what do you think holds back a lot of entrepreneurs from getting across the start line?
Speaking from experience would be fear. The aspect of that, am I going to fail at this? I thought about that multiple times starting out, even from when I signed the paperwork to go into school, was, can I do this? And from day one all the way up to day 360 something, I was dead set on, okay, am I going to finish? Am I going to finish? It was the final day of school, and I was like, can I finish? To be able to take this journey. And I think being able to think about the end game, what's going to come after it, is what helped me drive past that roadblock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's funny. It's so interesting to me how fear and failure kind of run so close together, because that's what we usually do, is we fear the failure, or we fear the future too at the same time, because we don't know what's going to happen. Some people fear success. Some people fear failure. You just really never know what's going to happen, because if you can't see what's going to be happening, you want to shy away from it a little bit, because is this really something I'm going to be able to do? Is this something I'm going to be able to accomplish? And that goes into another one of our pillars, which is imposter syndrome. Who am I to be able to do this kind of thing too? That is another type of fear that we go through, is, if I do finish this, is anybody going to accept what I'm going to do? It's really hard to really come across that. How about you, Samantha? What about you?
I think what I see most is, yes, I think the imposter syndrome and fear kind of go together, but I think it's also a lack of knowledge. We have a lot of people out there that say that they can give you the quick success, or these are the roadmaps, these are the tools, and it never ends up that way. And I think when they have an idea and they start down in those groups or those paths, and it turns out not to be working out like promised, then they get discouraged very easily, or they get through even more of that imposter and that fear. And so not having the correct knowledge of the things to do that are proper when you're trying to be an entrepreneur, or what systems, tools, all of that. I think that goes a lot into it.
Yeah, the lack of knowledge, especially in the field you both are in, is just tremendous, because people just think it's a problem that we have to solve with medications or other substances that they want. It's the quick fix because we want to hurry up. But at the same time, when you hurry into something like that, it can't always be good, especially in something like this when it comes to mental problems and mental capabilities, because we're dealing with something that's very mechanical. It's it's up here, and there's all kinds of chemicals and stuff. I'm not a technical kind of guy, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna it's all up in the melee. It's all stuff that's happening up here that changes the chemistry and that kind of thing. So talking about knowledge, and that's about all I got. But at the same time, we can't really expect a quick fix when it comes to something like that. It took us this long to have this problem. It's going to take that long or longer to really fully recover from the solution.
It really is. And that's a beautiful way to put business too, right? There is no quick fix. Building up your business, your brand, who you are, your messaging, it takes time. And it always will. And there's going to be ups and downs and all of that all around. And you're going to get yourself all knotted up.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I actually saw a post from Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you know who that is, but it was a line that went like this, and it says, "This is what people think entrepreneurship was." And then there's another line that squiggled around like this all over the place and all over the page, and then a line that actually went up. And that's exactly what it's like too. There's no really straight line, quick line to get from here to there. There's no such thing. There's going to be pivots. There's going to be pitfalls. There's going to be problems. You have to be ready for it. But if you're ready for it and you expect it, it doesn't hit you as hard as if you don't. Right? If you're prepared to come across these problems and, okay, here's a problem. I knew this problem was coming because it's part of what I do. It's part of what we do as entrepreneurs. We get ready for these problems and pitfalls because we know they're coming.
Right.
And the fast start is something I like talking about too, because we can't really have a fast start and expect it to actually last as long as we need it to last. If we actually go out there and try to get just the money, do it for the money or for the whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish for short term, either it's not going to last, or if it does last and you actually start getting into it and it starts becoming a freight train that you can't stop. By the time you get to the end of it, you're hating yourself and you're hating what you're doing because this isn't in your zone of genius. This is just something you wanted to start to make money real quick, but now it's escalated into this huge, huge thing that people are starting to depend on you now that you can't stop, and now you're stuck, right? But if we plan these things ahead of time, we know where our zone of genius is and what we actually love to do and let time take its course, then it's going to be something that you love down the road.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. When I first opened up my clinic, I went probably 2.5, almost 3 months. Not one client. I was posting on social media. I was doing all kinds of stuff. And I mean, in my head, I'm like, what is going on? Now, luckily for me, I have a wife who also has her own businesses. So she's got to give it time. It's going to happen. And now I have close to 10 clients that see me at a regular basis. So it does take time. You have to be able to have that patience and understand that the risk and reward balance.
Yeah, knowing the risk and reward balance and being prepared for each one of it. As entrepreneurs, we take calculated risks. It's not a risk at a stock market risk or anything like that, where it's like you never really know if it's going to shoot up or shoot down.
Right.
You want to be able to pivot into something that you know that is better for you or is kind of a step up or anything like that. So what was the breakthrough moment for you? I mean, you were posting on social medias, you were trying to get things going. What was the one thing that actually worked for you? Was it like something that happened that actually, okay, it blew up at that point and you got your 10 clients, or was it kind of a gradual thing?
It was actually more of a gradual, but what actually got me my first client was one of my teachers. She sees one of her clients. She's been seeing her for years and years. I want to say up to 6 years. She's been seeing her. And she told me, hey, this lady I'm seeing, her mother lives in the area you're at. I was like, okay. And she goes, her mom wants to schedule with you. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Now we were living in a small town at this time. We're in Wichita now, but we were living in a small town at that time. So small town, word travels, you know? So once she got the massage, she enjoyed it. She thought it was really good the way I did it. I hit everything she needed and I listened to her issues. Now, it wasn't one of those where a doctor, you go in and you trying to tell him everything. He's, yeah, okay, yeah, I got that. I know what it is. No, I sit there, I listen and try to figure out, well, what's the major issues. And so next thing you know, I've got another one. And then there was a little bit of a break. And then I had another one and another one. And now sometimes I'm like tired by the end of the day because I've done 5. It doesn't seem like a lot, but between an hour and 90 minutes, that's a long time.
It takes a lot of energy to do too, because you're really pouring energy into the person that you're trying to heal is basically what you're doing. So that will definitely exhaust you after a few clients, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
How about you, Samantha? What was your actual break in what you're doing?
Ours has been a little bit slower. Kiddos we have in it so far, they've been in it since the beginning. And they're people that I know. There's a few that I didn't know to begin with, and I got those through like Facebook groups. Mm-hmm. But, for right now, being a new business owner, things are slow because the economy's slow. We can't afford a lot of parents can't afford a lot of extra right now. So we're actually in a little bit of a down.
See, we were kidding. Yep.
And that little squiggly you were talking about. But, I think it's important to make sure that you're in all the places that you want to be in. Because that's one of the biggest things for me is I know that this business depends on me showing up on social media. But I have a problem. I hate social media. I hate it with a passion. I have to force myself to get out there a little bit. And every time I do, I get great responses. I've gotten on a few podcasts. We've gotten a few clients, a few kiddos from it, things like that. But I got to push myself a little bit more. And that's probably the hardest thing for me. It's not building the business. It's not keeping everybody entertained. It's not doing the groups with the kids. It's simply marketing myself and being out there and doing that push.
Exactly. I know it's rough to get out of that comfort zone. Trust me. It was for me too. When I first started like podcasting and that kind of thing, I had no idea if anybody was going to listen to me. And it's definitely, first of all, I hated the sound of my own voice, which was terrible. And I think every podcaster goes through that at one time or another in their career. Like, I sound like that? Oh, geez. I sound like I'm talking through my nose or something. I don't know.
Right.
But getting out of that comfort zone and starting to do it more and more, you'll find that it gets a little bit easier as time goes on. But the one thing that you both said, or pretty close to it, that helped you both break out was networking. Mm-hmm. Getting out there and actually talking to people. I guess your teacher helped you out. You're getting out there talking to people like you want to. I think that's one of the biggest things we can do. Doesn't necessarily have to be on the internet. It can be, but there's nothing like going out there and actually shaking real hands and introducing yourself to a real person and saying, hey, I do this. How can I assist you? How can I serve you?
No, I agree. One thing I did last year is one of the small towns that I worked in for a little while, because I also worked for the post office too. So one of the post offices I worked at in that town, every year they have a car drag show. Mm-hmm. And so they have drag races. And they also have vendors there. So I took the opportunity to put up a tent and showcase my abilities with the people in that area and the surrounding area, because a bunch of people come from everywhere to come and see that. So it was nice because I was able to be there. I'd met chiropractors who were like, oh, who are you? Are you somebody I can recommend to somebody else? So I got out there, I talked to people, I shook the hands. And then, of course, I still had my instructor who voiced out, hey, he's in this area if you wanted to go.
Yeah, it's not always about trying to bring in customers. Of course, we all want to bring in customers and that kind of thing, because that's what we do as entrepreneurs. But at the same time, it's the people that you meet in these networking abilities, these networking opportunities that can refer you to somebody else, or can teach you something, or can give you something that's going to help you along, get that little bit further, so you can break a little bit out into what you're trying to accomplish. So, that's definitely a great example there, Michael, where you pitched a tent out there, but it wasn't so much as just trying to get massages out there and get your name out there. It's learning from the other people that are around you. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're the combination of the 5 people that we hang around most. So we got to make sure those people that we're hanging around most are people that could benefit us, right, instead of dragging us down. I love that. What when you first were starting out, you both started at different times, but you both started. So that's what that's the main thing. But was there a serious pitfall or problem that you came across when you were just getting started? I mean, we talked a little bit about you, Michael, and how you had a rough start. But was there anything else that you came across that kind of comes to mind?
No, I don't think there was really anything else. I think that was the main issue. I honestly, I think it was my me doubting myself, even though I knew I was good at it doing it while I was in school. But my biggest thing was I was doubting myself all the time. If I got a bad grade on a little quiz I had, it was like, I love doing what I'm doing, and what am I doing? I'm getting a bad grade on this. Now it's just a quiz. It's not anything that's affecting my grade. It was just something to see where I was at. But I took that on myself. I'm like, okay, no. But then I took that opportunity to make it a lot better, or make my learning experience better, so that I understood what I was being quizzed on or what I was being tested on.
Sometimes you can have a bad grade, but almost be happy you did because now you know what you need to work on, right? You know where your level is at. I mean, if you get a bad grade or you take a test or something like that, don't be too hard on yourself for what you didn't know. Be happy that you know what you don't know, because now you can go out and figure it out and have that knowledge for you for later.
No, exactly. Exactly.
And I'm saying that to anybody that has to take a major test of some kind, whether it be for a lawyer or for anything else for that matter too. If you have a rough time with it, take it as a learning experience. Take it as an opportunity to figure out what you don't know so you can know it for later, for another time.
Right, right.
How about you, Samantha?
I think I already kind of talked about the biggest pitfall is just for myself is just getting out there and in marketing, since it does require so much of myself.
Okay. That's okay. Would you, and I'm just asking because I'm curious, would you consider yourself an introvert?
Oh, 100.
Okay. That's
100%. Without a doubt. If I don't have to leave the house, I won't.
And I think that's what really makes it tough for a lot of introverts. I've talked to several introverts, and they tell me the exact same thing too. If it's out of their comfort zone, they don't want to be any part of it. But at the same time, we can get over that.
Yeah, it's not that I don't want to be part of it, because I mean, I love being with the kids every week. Every 3 times a week, I sit with the kids for 30 minutes. We play games. We discuss things. We have fun. That is so enjoyable. And I want that to grow. And I know that in order for that to grow, I have to get out there and do it. It's just the fact that it's on social media. Honestly, that is it. I go talk as much as I can at other places. But again, I mean, we're in Kansas. There's not a lot of places here. That it's not like living in big city. So social media is where I'd have to be. And it's just, I have a hating relationship with social media. There's no other way to say that.
No, that's okay. There is more, and I'm definitely not trying to counter what you're saying. So I completely understand what you're saying, but there's other ways to advertise yourself besides social media. You can maybe be like 1 or 2 platforms tops, and that's it. You don't have to be everywhere all at once.
Absolutely.
What I do, because I'm not a big social media guy either. A lot of the stuff that I do on social media is all pre-posted, and I just kind of let it do its thing.
Yep.
What I actually do is I'm trying to build an email list of the people that I do know. And that way, it's not so much as putting my stuff out there to people who don't know who I am or that kind of thing, but it's people that already know who I am that might refer me to other people.
Right.
Right.
So even if you get an email list of maybe a couple hundred people, it's still getting your name out there to be in top of mind in case somebody has
and that
refer you to something else.
Yeah, that I've done. I mean, we've got 2 freebies. One of that talks about the ways that you can protect your child online. And then another one that's for school. That's a checklist to make sure that your kid's IEP is going to actually function in school. So we've got that for the list, but promoting that on social media, again, we come back to social. I think it's just concept, social media. I can do it for anybody else, just not myself.
Where do you get a hold of these, the checklist and whatnot?
On the website, boostbattalion.com.
Okay. And it was a say it again. It was a checklist for.
There is a checklist to give you the different ways to protect your child online via whether they're on a phone or a computer, tablet, any of that, different resources and tools. And then the second one is a resource document. It's a little journal that goes through all of the different things that you need to consider and make sure you have top of mind as your child is starting school. So that way, when their IEP is supposed to be in place, everything goes into place instead of what we see a lot of today, which is the teachers start the school year not knowing what our kids need, especially those with special needs.
Just so we're clear, what is IEP?
Individualized Education Plan.
There you go. Thank you. Like I said, I'm not technical, so I had to figure that out.
I'll put the website in the chat so you can put it on whatever you want for that.
Okay. I'll go ahead and.
That way it's easier to, because I know it can be difficult to spell.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that. If anybody wants to get any of that information that Samantha's talking about, go look down into the show notes. I'll have links down there. We can get some information out to people who might need it and maybe help Samantha grow her email list a little bit. Okay. All right. You're welcome. Okay. All right. This being a podcast of brand new entrepreneurs that are just getting across the start line, I would like to know your best advice for these new entrepreneurs. Michael, why don't you start us off on that?
Best advice that I can give is just don't quit. One thing I used to always tell the guys I served with, especially the younger ones, as I was more of the years I was in, was tough times never last, tough people do. And you may hit a little bump in the road, but you're going to get what you need. Eventually, it'll hit where you need. You're going to have your ups and downs. It's absolutely 100%. It's just like you talked about. It's nothing's going straight up. It's going to go everywhere. Just stay patient. What if this is something you really love and really want to do, then you're going to not have any issues with it. But you just got to relax and let it take its course.
Good. Awesome. Good advice there, Michael. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Samantha, your turn. What would you tell a brand new entrepreneur?
I think the exact same thing. I mean, similar to what Michael said, just don't give up. Don't give up. And don't give in to the get rich quick schemes, because they never actually give you all of the information.
Yep.
And they never actually give you all the tools and resources that you need. So do the hard work, do the research, and don't give up. Put your money where your mouth is. It's the best way to put it.
There you go. That's the way to do it. All right. Good stuff. Thank you, Samantha. I appreciate that.
Yep.
All right. What I like to do with all my guests is get a 6-month goal for themselves and their business. So where do you see your company in 6 months, Samantha?
I see it with at least 10 more kids in is what I would like. At least 10 more kids joining our rally points. And me on social media promoting.
How often do you go on social medias right now to promote?
Be honest with you, I haven't. We had some family things that went down in one of these little curly cues in our little wheel here.
Yeah.
that went down last year, and I posted about that on our podcast and our social media stuff because it was relevant to that situation. And I kind of just stopped after that because it was a lot that we were kind of dealing with. And I haven't gone back yet. I keep thinking about it every day. I need to do this. And every day I find another reason not to do it that day. It's terrible, but that is the entrepreneur way.
So do you think you could post maybe like once a week?
Yeah, that's what I'm working up to.
All right, I want to see a post from you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up with you. Okay, your turn.
Oh, my turn?
Yes, your turn. You're the only other person in the room over here, my friend Michael.
Put him on the spot. Thank you.
So my 6-month goal to strive for is to get more veterans. I do have a couple, but I would like to see more, and my strive is to do that. And actually, it's kind of funny. Sunday, you saw the post on my Facebook. I had a TV interview with our local TV news station.
Right.
And they did a 2 to 3 minute segment on my service and my massage business. And I'm hoping like other veterans will see this and let them know that there's someone like them that can help. And so that's hoping within the next 6 months, I'm having at least a handful of veterans that are looking for help.
Can you give me a number, Michael, that you'd like to have in those 6 months' time? Did you say? I can't remember.
I said a handful, but I could say at least 8.
8. Okay, good. I like having a nice solid number when it comes to that.
But at least 8 to just, and then let it grow from there.
Yeah, we'll say 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
8, a nice, solid, even number that we can shoot for, right?
Right.
That's the entrepreneur in him. Data is important. And to have data, you have to have specific numbers.
Right.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. So what I'd like to do with y'all, if it's okay, is in 6 months, I want to actually follow up with you, have another interview just like this, and see if you've reached those goals. All right. So yeah. I'm going to be holding you accountable, but now you're not just accountable to me. You're accountable to an entire audience. I want to know that you've reached your goals. I see Samantha making a funny face over there.
But yeah, because you're going to force me to be on social media.
For anybody that's listening to the podcast, she's making funny faces. Okay. So, all right. So this is the time of the podcast. This is your time to shine. I want you to be able to advertise yourselves. Tell us how we get a hold of your services and all that good stuff. Okay, Michael, you're going to go first. Ready, set, go.
So my business, you can find me on Facebook at Bootleg Bodyworks. I am the sole person. There is nobody else. So you get a hold of me. I am who you get. If you can't get a hold of me, my wife will be the one that kind of intermediates.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Can I help him out a little bit?
You certainly can.
Oh. Yeah, I see. That's a perfect example of starting off business. I am not good at promoting myself verbally. I can do it. I can type it up. But for me, verbally, like I'll forget things. Like I'll be like, won't remember it.
So yes, Bootleg Bodyworks. If you have any questions about your muscles and how they're working, or even about your body, and you have pains in your shoulders, the doctors aren't able to help you. You're having these problems, you've had them for a while, and you're really just looking for someone to be able to assist. Look up Bootleg Bodyworks, because he will be able to help you go through even basic moves at home, even if you're not in our town, basic moves that you can do at home and tools that you can use to loosen up those muscles and to help your body heal itself and help you heal from within.
There you go. That's a good thing I recorded that. I'll send it to you so you can watch it 5,000 or 6,000 times and remember all that. Exactly.
I got to memorize that like on my social.
All right. Samantha, it's your turn now. Go ahead and advertise yourself. Ready, set, go.
Hey, as discussed earlier, it's Boost Battalion. You can find me online. You can find me on any of the social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, all of the things. If you have a kid who's autistic, doesn't matter. All they need to be able to do is speak. They're autistic, they're ADHD. I know back when we were in school, we called them emo kids. Basically, any kid who feels like they've been left out. They get bullied, they have problems with depression and sadness. They don't know where to go. They don't know who to go. And they most definitely don't always feel like talking to you guys because as parents, come on, we remember being teens. We didn't want to do it, right? This is the place for you. We've got groups for kids from ages 6 all the way up through 18. They meet for 30 minutes a week. We play games. We talk things through. All of the kids that have been in here for 2 years now, they all enjoy it. And they beg their parents to come every single week. We look forward to having you or to speaking with you. And he'll post the links too for the free resources I have for school and also to protect your child online.
All right. All right, Samantha and Michael, thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening to talk to us on the Undiscovered Entrepreneur and help getting us across the start line. I super appreciate you all.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we'll talk at the next family reunion, okay?
All right.
Okay.
That sounds good.
All right, Scoob believers, make sure you stay tuned for the wrap up. Okay, everybody, thank you. Bye-bye. All right, Scoob believers, that was Michael and Samantha Blount, family members of mine, and it was so great to be able to sit down and actually have a nice conversation with them. And we talked for a long time after, considering we haven't really talked to each other in a really long time. But I just wanted to make a really quick point here. Every entrepreneur faces moments of self-doubt. Remember that even seasoned entrepreneurs, just like Michael and Samantha, struggle with serious fear and uncertainty. I mean, no matter how seasoned you are, no matter how long you've been doing entrepreneurship, it just seems to be a constant thing. We're always coming across something along those things. I mean, Michael doubted himself through his massage therapy training, and Samantha still battles with discomfort with social media marketing. I think we all do that a little bit too. But they both persevered. And so can you. Your doubts don't define you. Your determination and what you do is what actually defines you. So get across that start line. And we'll see what actually defines you. Also, imposter syndrome is just your mind playing tricks on you. Samantha and Michael both turned personal struggles into thriving businesses that actually helped others. They weren't experts when they started. Gosh knows I wasn't an expert when I started. But they became experts by starting, getting across that start line. And that's why it's so important that we get across that start line. You don't need to do everything when you begin. You just need to take that first step. Learn as you go. Trust that your unique experiences and perspective on that value. You are not an imposter. You're an entrepreneur in marketing, making a difference to other people. Always remember that. So as you're listening to this, if you think of somebody that might need to hear this message, somebody that think they might be an imposter, or you think they're suffering from imposter syndrome, they have some self-doubt going, go into this episode right now, find the little Pac-Man thing, and send this video or this audio podcast to somebody who needs to hear this. There's somebody you know that needs to hear this. It's important that you send it to them right now, because it might make the biggest difference in their world. All right, Scoob believers, thank you so much for another day, and thank you so much for another episode. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye. And there you have it, future entrepreneurs. We've taken another step towards our journey to get across that start line. Remember, every great business starts with a single idea and the courage to pursue it. You've already shown that courage by joining us here today. As we wrap up this episode of the Undiscovered Entrepreneur, I want to remind you that the start line isn't as far away as you might think. With each bit of knowledge you gain, each fear you face, you're getting closer to launching your dream. Until our next episode together, keep pushing, keep dreaming, and most importantly, keep taking those steps across the start line. They'll all add up to big strides in your entrepreneur adventure. This is Scoob, your guide across the start line. Remember, your future is waiting. I can, I am, I will, and I'm doing it today. Hello, Scoob believers. Let me ask you a real quick question. How many cups of coffee have you had today? 3, 5, 7? And let me guess, you've got a Red Bull in the other hand just in case, right? Yeah, I see you. Now, here's the truth bomb nobody wants to hear. You're not building a business. You're building a caffeine dependency. Listen, I get it. When you're grinding 12, 14, 16-hour days, you're building something from nothing. When you've got payroll to meet, investors to impress, and visions that won't wait. You need fuel. But what if I told you that the fuel that you're using is actually slowing you down? What if the very thing that you think is keeping you sharp is actually making you dull? Enter Rise Coffee. This isn't your grandma's mushroom tea. This isn't some hippie wellness trend. This is science meets performance. And here's what makes Rise different. Less than half the caffeine of a regular cup of coffee. But here's the kicker. You won't miss it. 6 organic powerhouse mushrooms, including cordyceps, what Olympic athletes use, and lion's mane, what Silicon Valley biohackers swear by. Sustained energy that doesn't spike and crash. We're talking smooth, clean power from morning to moonlight. Crystal clear focus without the jitters. Imagine closing the deal with calm, confident mind instead of the caffeine chaos. Gut health and immune support, because what's the point of building an empire if you're too sick to enjoy it? So here's the challenge to you. Stop borrowing energy from tomorrow. Stop running on fumes and call it a hustle. Stop wearing your caffeine addiction like a badge of honor. Real entrepreneurs optimize, real entrepreneurs adapt, real entrepreneurs win. You can't win if you're crashing at 2 p.m. while your competition is just getting started. Break the cycle. Head to risesuperfoods.com right now and use code PODNA15 for 50% off your first order. That's PODNA15 for 15% off. Try it for 30 days. If you don't feel the difference, if you don't feel sharper, calmer, more focused, more alive, then go back to your 6-a-day cup habit. But I'm telling you, we won't, because once you feel what real energy feels like, you'll never go back. Ditch the addiction, fuel your empire, and rise up. Rise Coffee, energy that builds, not burns.